Dead Space 3 is the third entry into the beloved horror series. It brings with it some of the best gameplay and world design I've seen in modern games. The addition of co-op and weapon crafting also make their debut this time around, giving the game even more replayability. Even though Dead Space 3 does hit a few low points on the 10 to 15 hour campaign, it still manages to be a worthy entry to the series. Dead Space 3 packs some of the most beautiful graphics I've ever seen in a game to date. You'll always feel engrossed in the experience. However, the backtracking and fetch quests do detract from the overall product. The story also does a solid job of wrapping up the trilogy with a cast of believable characters that are all expertly voiced. Isaac's mission to destroy the rest of the markers is just awesome, especially if you played the previous entries into the series. You feel as though it's all been coming down to this last epic climax, and by the time you see those credits roll, you'll be more than satisfied. I especially like the parts of the game with Isaac's and Ellie's relationship, and she becomes a character that you want to save rather than have to. Complementing these great story and graphical elements are the game's amazing set pieces. These moments of the game set a new standard for the series and are much more frequent throughout the experience. Dead Space 3 also benefits from the creepy environments that have been present throughout the series. However, the scare factor will completely depend on whether you're playing the game on co-op or not. The reason I say this is because having a buddy at your side makes you feel safer and will detract from the feeling of solitude. The fine-tuned gameplay has always been a staple of the Dead Space series. Dismembering necromorphs has always been a blast, and it has only gotten better. All the weapons feel powerful, and you can feel free to play any way you want with the new weapon crafting system. While I wasn't very excited about this gameplay addition the first time I heard about it, I thought it was done very well overall. There are hundreds of combinations of guns and parts to tailor to your experience. You can make a shotgun with a rocket launcher on the bottom of it, or an assault rifle that can shoot electrified saw blades. The possibilities are endless. And while I was saying that the addition of co-op makes the game a less scary experience, I would still highly recommend it because mixing and matching weapons with your partner can be an extremely rewarding experience. Co-op also provides you with some extra side missions to help flesh out Carver's character and add some extra mileage to the game. With all these new additions to the gameplay front, the Dead Space series has become a much more solid experience.
Come on! Are you fucking kidding me? Move, Jordan! Move!
Dead Space 3 provides some of the most memorable moments throughout the whole series, and even though the backtracking and fetch quests do hold it back from greatness, I still felt as though that it was a worthy entry into the series, and it makes me excited to see where the story goes next. I'm giving Dead Space 3 an 8 out of 10. For more on Dead Space 3, including a whole co-op playthrough, check out Thermal Gaming on YouTube.